So, is the devil heartless? Is Satan heartless? Well, obviously, yes, he is. Satan, uh, he hates God with an eternal hatred, a severe, intense, horrifying, terrifying, terrible hatred for God. If he was not heartless, he would have mercy over the creations of God, humans, animals, everything. He would not hate. But the fact and the proof that Satan brings and deceives people into going to hell with him to burn for all eternity and to get, torn apart by demons and stuff. And he shows absolutely no remorse for that. In fact, he actually shows orgasmic pleasure, blissful, orgasmic pleasure. I'm not trying to sound weird with that, but I mean, he shows extremely blissful pleasure of taking God's creations, humans, the unsaved, to hell. He deceives people all their lives, telling them in their thoughts, God's not real. God doesn't exist. He's a fairy tale. He's the lead cause of atheism and agnosticism. And he makes people think that they're a good enough person to go to heaven, even when the Bible obviously proves that we're not. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Satan's even deceiving his followers, his demons. He's even deceiving them, and they're actually falling for it. He deceived them into rebelling against God in heaven, and he's still deceiving them to this day. So Satan and his demons are heartless, but Satan is even more heartless than his demons. Demons hate God and God everything about God, all God's creations and everything like that. But Satan hates God infinitely more than that, infinitely more than his demons. It's sad, yes. You can't even comprehend the darkness of the devil's heart. He has no heart. His heart is complete darkness, infinitely darker than any outer space darkness. Then when you flip the lights out, you can't even see a hand in front of your face because it's that dark. His heart is a lot darker than that. And not just lack of light dark color, but also evil. Completely evil darkness. So, and the devil knows that hell and the lake of fire is infinitely times worse than even the devil. Because when God prepared hell and the lake of fire, when he built hell and then the lake of fire, right? He removed all of his attributes, all of his goodness, all of his perfection, everything good, everything with God removed from hell. That's why hell is so bad. And he put his wrath in, God put his eternal wrath in hell, which is the fire. Because sin can't be forgiven without sin is eternal without being forgiven. So God's eternal wrath, which is fire, punishes sin for all eternity. Sorry. So obviously hell is the opposite of God and heaven. How perfect and blissful and peaceful and loving God is and heaven is. Hell and the lake of fire is the complete opposite, which is infinitely times the opposite of heaven and God. So obviously hell and the lake of fire is infinitely times worse than the devil. And the devil wants to bring people down with him to that horrible place. And Satan knows how bad hell is. He knows that there's no limitations of the terrifying darkness and evil and the fear of hell. He knows that there's no limitations to that. And he still wants to deceive people into going to hell with him. If he had remorse, he would be burning in hell by himself with demons. But no, he doesn't want anybody to go to heaven. And he does this so he won't be tormented alone in hell. And so that God will be hurt beyond imagination. And Satan thrives on God's sadness. Satan loves it. It's orgasmic for the devil to see God the Father sad, because of how much hatred he has for God the Father. It's just terrible. It's so bad, it's so terrible, There's people out in the world right now that hates other people, but the devil, there's no Satan is a spiritual being, so his emotions have no limitations. He doesn't feel love. He doesn't feel peace. He doesn't know what mercy is anymore. When he fell, he was reborn. He was reborn when he was once perfect, but then when he rebelled against God, he was reborn. Satan is the creator of sin, and he is the true manifestation of sin. Sin is just actions and stuff, spiritual crime. Well, sin actually has a form, and the devil is that form. Satan is the form of sin. He is sin itself. He created sin, and he is sin itself. He has no mercy, no love, no peace, no kindness. Everything he speaks is a lie. He's completely heartless beyond imagination. He causes accidents so people die. He causes tornadoes and stuff so people get killed, and they cause destruction in the world. He doesn't cause them to happen, but he brought sin into the world, and sin is the thing that caused natural disasters and death. Because when Adam and Eve, before they sinned, this world was perfect. Animals were tamed. It was beautiful weather every day. But after sin came, there's been floods, volcano eruptions. Animals are fierce and vicious and wild now. Death, and especially death. And should I state the last one, or is it too obvious? I will. Hell. Hell exists because of the devil and his demons. So this pretty much proves that the devil's heartless, don't you think? He thrives on the sadness of people. But God, the sadness of God, surpasses any sadness that humans can feel. His sadness surpasses our sadness beyond infinity. And the devil thrives on that. He craves to see God the Father crying and in complete infinite sadness, to see for God to see his unsaved creations that he loves so much go to hell, to burn for all of eternity, and then the lake of fire. So if this doesn't prove that Satan is heartless, if this doesn't open your mind to who the devil truly is, you're not believing. Believe, because this is truth, y'all. Satan is infinitely times worse than any murdering psychopath, any murdering bloodlust psycho, bloodthirsty psychopath, a psycho that will chainsaw somebody in half and craves to see their severed limbs and their bones sticking out and their guts and their organs, and to see their spinal cord and stuff, like that. Satan is infinitely times worse than those people, because he's a spiritual being and his craziness has no limitations. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll talk to you later.